Good evening, everybody. Crazy Larry here. Tonight, I'd like to discuss Rockaway Avenue, the center of Valley Stream, the go-to place for everybody. Just a wonderful row of stores running from Merrick Road to Sunrise Highway. And for me, growing up in this town, it meant after dinner walking with my father to the candy store to get candy, talk to the owner of the big candy store. His name was Sal, and I would go in the back and check out the new Hot Wheels cars he had. And my father would buy a pack of cigarettes, unfortunately. And of course, I brought home a lot of candy. My favorites were the does everybody remember the little rolls of red licorice? They were in little rolls, like 5 rolls in a pack, and you take them out and unroll them. They were wonderful. Just a memory of my childhood. Also, I'd buy about 20 pieces of bazooka because it was a penny a piece. And what else? Oh, you know what else was? There was a little package of uh, chocolate covered raspberry, 2 little pieces in a package. It was so delicious, like a raspberry gel, and it had chocolate covering, and so good. And of course, we bought Chuckles, and what else? There was so many things, every time we went, something different. Of course, some chocolate bars. I used to buy the Hershey's chocolate bar, a Hershey's dark, because my mother liked the dark chocolate. And we would talk. My father would talk to Sal for an hour. I'd run around the store, and then we'd finally leave and go home. My grandmother was living with us at the time. When we got back and we opened up the Chuckles, she was sitting at the kitchen table. She took the black one. And I always asked her why she took the black one. And she said, that's the only flavor we knew of when I was a kid. Licorice was black. And so that became her favorite flavor. The black Chuckle was the first thing that she took. Of course, I went for the cherry. Anyway, let's move on. During the day and at night, when we needed something, we went to Rockaway Avenue. The basics. On Rockaway Avenue was my mother's butcher, Andy's Prime Meats, and she used to go there for our meat. We went to, I'm trying to think of a Jay's for my school shorts and shirts for the gym outfits. That went from public school, Franklin Avenue, to Memorial Junior High School, to Valley Stream Central. And you had to go to Jay's on Rockaway Avenue. And he had your gym shorts and shirts that you had to wear when you went to gym. You would change in the locker room. And then we had, in the beginning, it was a basic stores. Everything was, like you had a deli, Brancard's Deli. You had a Valley Stream Delicatessen. Things changed after a while. We also had a Woolworths. And then when Woolworths closed finally, a place called Morris's opened up. And Morris rejuvenated Rockaway Avenue. It brought in a lot more people because Rockaway Avenue had been going downhill for a while. Because it was, not, you'd say, boring, but it needed a rejuvenation. So he brought in a discount variety store that had cosmetics and food, and not food that you'd buy like at a supermarket, but boxed cookies and things of that nature, and anything you wanted, from tape and nuts and bolts to window shades and Halloween decorations and anything for every season, and rakes, just a little bit of everything. And of course, in this planting season, we'd have tomatoes out front. He had a little bit of everything. And then he also brought in a supermarket across the street, and he brought in a clothing store, which was 2 doors down from his discount variety. The supermarket was Morris's Supermarket, which was a regular small little supermarket, and that rejuvenated the entire Rockaway Avenue. Then we also had a place called Party Lane, which had Halloween costumes, and it was run by an old nutty man who used to chase us around the store. I remember it was really funny. He didn't trust any of us, any of the kids running around. He used to walk up and down the aisles and make sure we weren't stealing anything. And then he would throw us out of there. If he got nervous, he would start going. We'd make fun of him. And you had Lang's department store, which is like more like a discount department store for like ladies' clothing and just a regular. It was all the way on the southern end, just before you hit the railroad tracks. And you had what else was there? You had a place called Frogs, which sold out record albums, and in the early 70s, late 60s, they also sold tickets for concerts. And I remember the early 70s, they sold the Rolling Stones concert from Madison Square Garden. And I remember the line was around the block and down the corner, almost coming to my house. It's a joke, but it was that long. And I remember my cousin Joel went there, and he waited online, and he got tickets for that show. I don't remember the album or the tour, but I know it was the early 70s. We also had a pork store, T&F Pork, and we got Italian goods there. And then, of course, now we talk about the food, the restaurants. First, you talk about Mitchell's. Mitchell's was a very long, basic luncheonette when it started, and then it became a restaurant. And they had great ice cream, and you went for a meal there. It was wonderful. And you had a place called Itkins, which was a block away or 2 blocks away. And they had incredible ice cream and food. And they made their own homemade ice cream and whipped cream and their own chocolate syrup. And their homemade, Walter Icken, the owner, was from Germany. And he had these bunny molds that he brought from Germany with him. And he used to make bunnies, chocolate bunnies at Easter. And he had a display in the window that everybody waited for each year for him to set the display up. And he used to cover the window until it was ready, and then he would open it up, and then everybody would see it, and it was beautiful. And you bought your chocolate bunnies there. And he's such a nice guy. And then he finally sold, and the place went downhill after he gave it up. His son took it over. It was never the same. And that's basically what Rockaway Avenue is about. Early on, it had a paint store, Dutch Boy Paints. Just your regular basic downtown stores. It had a bank, and basically it was your go-to. It was a wonderful place, and everybody, if you needed something in a hurry and you didn't want to go to the mall, which was in Green Acres, of course, which I've spoken about in prior videos, then you went to Rockaway Avenue and you picked up what you needed. And it was just a wonderful town and a wonderful place to go. Everybody has great memories of Rockaway Avenue. And that's it. That's really basically, I wanted to discuss a little bit tonight about Rockaway. And there's more to come. I have a lot of things to talk about. Merrick Road and Valley Stream, the other side going towards the city with the old A&P supermarket, and just a lot of different areas that I want to bring up and talk and discuss about, and that'll be on my next video. Anyway, it was nice talking to everybody. This is Crazy Larry signing out. Take care, everybody. Bye. Good night.